So as another treat for today, I am going to show you how to make traditional frijoles, which are beans. And then you can make them refried if you like. That's how I like them, but I don't refry them for health reasons. These will be completely vegetarian, vegan. There's going to be, it's very simple. It just takes a minute. So we'll start off with a bag of beans. And they are always pre-sorted, so there's no rocks in them. It'll tell you, guarantee, 5 times sorted, 3 times whatever. It's all bullshit. You gotta do it or you will break a tooth eating a volcanic rock. How do I know that? I've broken a tooth eating a volcanic rock. So, this simple. This is how you clean these. You set a whole bunch, and then by hand, you inspect. No rocks, good. No rocks, good. And we'll keep going like that. And I'll collect all the rocks that I find, if I find any. Sometimes we get lucky and we don't. And I'll collect those for everybody to see at the end of this cleaning process. But it's that simple. This is what I do. I clean. Now I'm put it in a crock pot. And that's what I'm gonna do here for the next few minutes. I wanna get enough to fill about 1/4 of the crock pot. Then I'll season and I'll add water, but I'll show you that in a minute. Part of this is done, basically sifting through all the beans. I wanna show you what a rock looks like so that you can keep an eye on it. It's very much about the same size as the beans, but this little volcanic rock, which is, you know, what the soil it's grown in, that gives it the nutritional value, all the goodies that you're looking for in beans. Well, these are not your friend, and they will come in even though this is cleaned, but it's cleaned by machines. What you need is a Mexican to clean these. And so now we make sure we take all those. You can see about how full that is. I am gonna add water. I'm gonna add an onion to it, a full onion. I'm just gonna chop it up a little bit. But it's a fresh onion. And this is gonna cook for quite a while, so this onion will completely disintegrate and become part of the flavor profile of this. So now that it is ready, I'm gonna add some water, and it's really simple. You just add enough water to get it about 2/3 full. I set it to cook for about 10 hours. Now, one of the things that we do need to discuss is if you're like a super clean freak, some of these beans, some people tend to like or prefer to give them a rinse and then put them in. Because there might be little dirt, sediment, or just organic stuff on there. I don't care. It's gonna get cooked away. It gives it profile to it adds to the flavor profile, and I know it's not gonna hurt me. But if you want to rinse them, you do that before you add anything else to it. I'm not going to, as you can see. From here on, I am gonna put it on high. I'm gonna cover it. And I'm gonna cook it on low. I'm gonna set it to low. And I'm gonna do 8 hours for now. At that point, I'll check the tenderness. I'll make sure the water hasn't gone too low so it doesn't burn. And I'll also check the flavor. So if I need, at that point I add my salt, anything else. Sometimes I'll add like a pico de gallo, just because it gives it a nice flavor. It's whatever you like. I'm gonna keep this real simple. When we get to that, I'll show you what I've decided to put in there. So these have been cooking for a few hours. I had set it at 8, I believe. And I originally had set it at low. And then I realized why, because I know that cooking it at high works just as well. So right away I turn it at high. It is time to check on them. At this point in time, they should be super soft. You see how these onions have fallen apart? So these should be perfect for, let's see. Yep. Up. Perfect. So basically when they fall apart like that, then that's when you season them. Well, that's when I season them. I'm gonna add a garlic salt. Garlic salt goes good with everything. Todo, todo, todo. This is season to taste. Some people make their own garlic sauce. My dad does. Or garlic salt, not sauce. That was weird. You can get it like that. That's how I get it. But different brands have a different mixture, so it's season to salt. You know, you're gonna know how much salt you like in your stuff, how much you don't. The pepper, what it's gonna do, this is fresh ground, not fresh ground, this is ground black pepper. Pepper is gonna give it a little bit of a spicy note. Not spicy as in caliente, like ay ay ay, but like, is that Indian food or Mexican? So, I like to add just enough to have a hint of, yeah, there was spice in that, but not to overwhelm it. Cumin, comino. There really is nothing else that I think comino goes good with, but it goes really great with frijoles. And it can quickly overpower. This is about right. And then the last thing I'm adding to this bad boy, well, no, not the last thing. I'm adding some crushed red pepper. This, I'm not adding enough to make it spicy. I'm adding enough to give it a bit of a flavor. So, come here and take a look at that. That gives it a pretty good flavor. And then Worcester. Oh, Worcester. Always good on everything, on drinks, on cocktails, and on frijoles. I use Worcester for all my sauces pretty much. But yeah, this just a little bit vinegary, you know, that steak essence about it. Add it in there. These beans are ready, but now we're gonna give it about 20 minutes for all of those ingredients we just added to mix in nicely. And then we're gonna take some of this extra juice out of this. And I'm gonna show you how I make refried beans without actually refrying. So it's a lot healthier, but it's a bit of an untruth. Untruth? I lie. All right, I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna let this boil away a little bit. So I've let this, the seasoning cook in, and I have removed some of the liquid, the excess liquid on this. As you can see, these are ready, and the way I do them so that they're refried, but they're also healthier, is I use an immersion blender. And I just get it like that. So with the immersion blender, what that does is it aerates them a little bit, and it also blends them, so you're gonna get a little bit of a more of a creamy bean than you would normally, which is what I like. And I don't do it completely. I leave some that are still whole, but because they're cooked so well and so nicely, they'll blend in nicely into this sort of paste that you make when you make the refried. And there's different textures when you're serving it. Right now, what I'm gonna have them with is a bean burrito. All I do is add a little bit of cheese and some fresh onions. But this is ready for anything. You can make tostadas. You put the tostada, the beans, and then the meat on there. You can make it as a base for your burritos. You need anything else on there. I love bean burritos, so that's what I'm gonna do now. Simple. I heated up a flour tortilla. These beans are ready. Just like that. Really, really basic, simple. I add some cheese. And I already diced some fresh onions. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is my favorite meal right there. Sardine burrito. And this is the Mexican way to go.